Good morning, dear students. So in the last class we were discussing on digital to analog converters. In this class we will be discussing on analog to digital converters. So what are analog to digital converters? They are circuits which are used to convert analog to digital signals. There are two types of ADC, direct type and integrating type. Examples for direct type include flash type, successive approximation type, and example for integrating type includes dual slope ADC. So in this class we will be discussing on the direct type, flash type and successive approximation type. So first let us see what is flash or simultaneous ADC. So flash or simultaneous means that instantaneous or it is very fast, okay? So what a flash or simultaneous ADC does is that the analog signal which is to be converted is compared with a set of reference voltages. And for the circuit, what we need is we need a number of op-amp comparators and a number of resistances. The total number of op-amp comparators required for the circuit is given by the formula 2 raised to n minus 1, where n is the n-bit digital data. And the number of resistances required is 2 raised to n. That is, for 2-bit flash type ADC, it requires 3 comparators and 4 resistances. Now, this is the circuit for a 2-bit flash type ADC. So, what is the meaning of this 2-bit? It means that the analog input that you are providing will be converted to 2-bit digital signal. That is the meaning of that, okay? So, look here. You have 3 comparators. Operational amplifiers are used as comparators for comparing two voltages. That is meant by comparator. So the positive or non-inverting terminal of all the op-amps is connected to the analog input which is to be converted. Look here, the analog input is given to all the positive terminals or the non-inverting terminals. So the negative terminals are called inverting terminals and it is connected to a voltage dividing network. So this is a voltage dividing network. So at the top you have a reference voltage plus V. Now take a node here and connect to negative here. Take a node here, connect to negative here, and take a node here, connect to the negative here. Now what you need to do is connect a resistance between these two, another resistance between these two nodes, another resistance between these two nodes, and another resistance between this node and the ground. This is how we are utilizing the 4 resistances. Now what will be the voltage here? The voltage at this node, according to voltage divider rule, is given by the total voltage into this resistance divided by total resistance. So it is V into R by 4R. So it is V by 4. Now calculate the voltage at this point. You have to always take that node with respect to ground, okay? So what you need to do is take it with respect to ground, okay? So this node voltage we need to find. It is total voltage V into the total resistance of that node with respect to ground. It is R plus R2R divided by total resistance 4R. So it is V into 2R by 4R, or it is 2V by 4, or you can again call it as V by 2. Similarly, here the voltage becomes 3V by 4. So now you know what is a voltage level at the negative terminals. The output of the comparators are called Phi1, Phi2 and Phi3. It is given to a coding circuit. There is some circuitry inside this which is not shown to convert it into 2-bit data. Okay. Now I have again drawn the circuit here. So what happens is, suppose that your reference voltage is 12 volt. Say I'm taking my reference voltage as 12 volt. So what will be the voltage here? V by 4. It is V by 4 is 3 volt. It is 6 volt, and what is the voltage here? It is 9 volt. Okay. So suppose my analog voltage V in is less than V by 4. That is, it is 2. Less than V by 4. This is the smallest voltage, reference voltage, right? 3. So take a voltage level which is less than 3. So you call it 2. So what happens here? Here also 2 comes, here 2 comes, and here 2 comes. What happens with the output voltage? The comparison between these two. Negative terminals are higher, right? So when the output voltage is negative, the comparators go to negative saturation, or you call it logic 0. All the circuits voltages, output voltage will be, op-amp output voltage will be negative, and the circuit goes to negative saturation. So you can call the outputs as logic 0. So this is exactly what is written here. If the input voltage, the applied voltage is between, analog voltage is between 0 and V by 4, all the comparator outputs will become 0. Now, the next case is, what is the next reference voltages? After V by 4, it is 2 V by 4 or V by 2. Assume that your applied analog voltage is between V by 4 and 2 V by 4. Say it is 4 volt. 4, okay. So this becomes, all these becomes 4 volt, okay. Here it is 4, here also this 4 comes, and here also this 4 comes. Now what happens? Positive voltage is higher here, so positive voltage is higher here, so it goes to, the output goes positive saturation. So the output is logic 1 here, but it's again logic 0. Here also it is logic 0. So that is what is written here. If your voltage is between V by 4 and V by 2, the first comparator output will be 1, but the others will be zeros. Now the next case is V by 2 and 3 V by 4. So again you are going to analyze. I'm taking some other input voltage which is between 6 volt and 9 volt. What happens? Say my analog input voltage is 8 volt. So my 8 comes here, my 8 comes here, my 8 comes here. What happens? This output goes 1, this output also goes 1, but this one is 0. 1, 0. Similarly, you can analyze the last case when your input voltage is between V by 4 and V. You will get all the comparator outputs as 1. Now, you have 4 cases. You have a voltage divider circuit with 4 resistances. You have 4 voltage ranges like this. And you get 4 set of comparator outputs. Now with suitable circuit, what you need to do is you use a suitable circuit to convert this to this data. Digital output required is B2, B1. So you can say like if C1, C2, C3 is 0, 0, 0, let my B2, B1 output be 0, 0. For this case, let it be 0, 1 in order. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, if this is the requirement, you can design a combinational circuit with this as inputs and this as outputs. And you can obtain the equation for B2 separately and B1 separately. Like take C2, C1, C1, C2, C3 as inputs. You can obtain the equation for B2. Similarly, take C1, C2, C3 as inputs. You can obtain the equation for B1 as well. And then you can draw the circuit. So, the coding circuit, what is inside the coding circuit is not shown, but this is actually what is done. For each of the ranges, you fix what your digital output should be and you design a circuit which makes you get the output in that way. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of simultaneous or flash type ADC? So, it is very fast, it's simple in construction and easy to design. But it is disadvantage is that it is not suitable for more than 4 bits, because for 4 bits you need to raise to 4, 16 minus 1, 15 comparators. So as the number of bits in the digital output increases, the circuit becomes very large. So it is not usually used for more than 4 bits. Okay, that's all about flash type ADC. Now let us go to successive approximation type ADC. So here I have drawn a successive approximation register, successive approximation ADC that can convert analog signals to 8-bit digital data. That is a difference from the flash type. For flash type, you don't use it for more than 4 bits. Here you can use it for 8 bits and more, okay? So here I am going to convert my analog signal to a 8-bit digital signal. So the core of this circuit, look here, a successive approximation register, SAR. So it has 8 bits. This register is having 8 bits and each of the bits will be checked whether it is a 1 or a 0 by trial and error. So what successive approximation does is that if you have an 8-bit data, each of the 8 bits will be either a 0 or a 1. In digital signal, you have just 2 values, 1 or 0. So, you take the first bit, check whether it is 1 or 0. Fix it. Take the second bit, check whether it is a 1 or 0. Fix it. Similarly, if you check all the bits, you can get the digital output. That is the essence of successive approximation type ADC. So, what happens is, first when the start command is given, to the successive approximation register, what happens is the first clock will be applied, and when the clock comes, SAR knows to set the first bit, B1. So B1 will be 1. Okay. So what remaining all the bits will be 0. So what is your trial code now? You call it trial code. It is 1. Then all are zeros. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 followed by, it is 8-bit data, 1 followed by 7 zeros. So when the start command is given, the first clock will be applied to SAR, the first bit will be set to 1. So your register is having this count now, or this data now. This is your first trial code. Now, this data will be converted by D to A converter. So this digital data will be converted to an analog value and it will be compared with the actual analog signal which is to be converted. So you have a comparator here. To the positive of the comparator, you are providing the analog voltage which is to be converted. Okay. So the first trial code was this one. It is converted and made into a reference voltage and compared with the analog voltage. So suppose that for this particular trial code, see here, this is the first code. Suppose that this output is a 1. What's the meaning of that? Comparator output. It means that your Vin is larger. That is, I tried a digital data whether what is the how much it is close to my analog input. So I found out that my analog input which is to be converted is much larger when compared to the trial code. So that is why I got my comparator output as a 1. So when comparator output is obtained as a 1, it again stimulates this successive approximation register, or it activates the successive approximation register, and the second clock will be given. So when the second clock will be given, the second bit will be set. Look here, now the trial code becomes this one. B2 also will be set. And one more thing, when comparator output in the previous case was 1, so it is a surety that the first bit should be retained as a 1. The first bit will be retained as a 1 and the clock will be given to set the second bit. That is how it works. Okay. Now the second bit also will be set to 1. Again, that digital data 1 1 followed by zeros, that will be converted to analog signal, and it will be again compared with our analog input. So suppose that again the analog input is a 1. So it is an indication that this 1 1 followed by zeros, that digital data has not reached the value of your analog input, and therefore this bit, it should be retained as a 1, and the next clock will be given to set the next bit as well. See here. So 2 bits you have already checked. You are going to check for the third bit. So your trial code is that again 1 1 1 followed by zeros. It will be again converted and compared with the analog input. Suppose that you got a 0 here. That is, your code was 1 1 1 followed by zeros. So you need 5 zeros, right? 1 2 3 4 and 5. So you have 5 zeros. So this is your code, and suppose that the equivalent voltage, when it got compared with analog voltage, your converted voltage, reference voltage, is actually bigger. So what is the meaning of that? Your comparator output got 0. What is the meaning of that? When you set the third bit as 1, your voltage level is increasing beyond your analog data, analog voltage which is to be converted. So it should not be allowed. So what you need to do is, when a 0 comes as the output of the comparator, the bit which was set previously should be reset, and then the next clock will be given to try the next bit. Okay. So when you get comparator output of 0, what happens here? Look in the next step. The third bit I had set, I will reset it to a 0. I will reset it to a 0, and then the next clock will be given to set my next bit. So 3 bits has been checked. Now I am going to check my 4th bit. It will be again set to 1, and that code will be converted and checked with analog voltage. Now if my analog voltage is 1 now, again the 4th bit will be set, next clock will be given, 5th bit will be tried. So this continues until all the 8 bits have been checked. Look here, I have reached up to my 8th bit here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8th bit I have reached, and I will check the 8th bit and then stop. So after checking all the 8 bits, what is inside my successive approximation register? This one. This will be my converted digital equivalent of my input analog voltage. This is how it works. So this is an explanation of that. So what I need to say is that in successive approximation type ADC, you have an SAR, that is a main core of successive approximation type ADC, and the output, each of the bits in the successive approximation register will be checked for whether it is a 0 or a 1. So each time a trial code will be formed, it will be converted and compared with the analog voltage which is to be converted. So depending on the level of the converted voltage and the analog input, a decision will be made as to set or reset the bit checked, and it goes like that. Okay, so after all the 8 bits have been checked, what happens? The end of conversion signal will be given to stop the conversion, and you can read the bits in the successive approximation register. Okay, so today a summary of what we have studied today. We have gone through 2 main topics which belongs to direct type ADCs. The first direct type ADC is flash or simultaneous ADC, and the second one was successive approximation ADC. Both these are very important and it has been asked several times in KTU exams. So you should never skip all these topics. So please go through it and let me know if you have any queries. Thank you.